Alright guys, so today we're going to check out a new pair of truly wireless earbuds that a lot of you have been requesting. And that pair is the Anker Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro. Now we checked out the Liberty 2 and the Liberty 2 Air, which both came in at $100, where the Pros come in priced at $150. But let's go ahead and check out some of the specs and what you get inside the box. Now first off, it does use Bluetooth 5.0 while using Qualcomm's 3020 chip. Which basically means you're gonna get 0 to no lag while watching video, you're gonna get a stable connection, and you get aptX, AAC, and SBC playback. So you're getting some of the best Bluetooth quality you can get right out of the box. Now as far as your IPX rating, it is IPX4, which to me is more on the lower end of the scale, so you can go out and sweat or have rain or a little bit of water splashed on them, but definitely not something you want to drop into water. Now as far as what comes inside the box, you get 7 sets of ear tips and then also 3 sets of the wing tips. So again, if you are somebody that likes to exercise, those wing tips just help keep them in more securely. And then obviously getting 7 sets of ear tips, no matter your ear size, you should have pretty good luck finding a good fit, which as I always say is one of the most important things when you're buying a pair of truly wireless earbuds. Now I am happy to say that they include a USB-C cable for charging, and speaking of the battery life, you're getting around 8 hours individually, where you're going to get around 32 hours using the case. Now if you do happen to pick them up and they're dead, do know that they have the fast charging feature where a 15-minute charge is going to get you around 2 hours of use. Now one of the big advantages to the Pros is that the case is also a Qi wireless charging case. So you can just come in and sit it on your wireless charger and it will charge that way. Now as far as the case itself, it has the little slider at the top that covers the earbuds, and then on the back where you have your USB-C input, it has the little flap that covers it. Now I'm not normally the biggest fan of this just because it's something that could eventually tear, but I do understand that they're doing that to keep dust and other things out. Now on the front of the case, you have 3 indicator lights so that it lets you know your battery life on the case. So now let's check out the earbuds themselves. The earbuds kind of sit outside of your ear like the Sony WF-1000XM3s and then also like the Bose truly wireless earbuds. So it is something that sticks out a little bit further, but I think that's with them being able to jam 2 drivers into it and then have the battery that they're able to have as well. So I think it's a fair trade-off. And I do like that the touch controls on here are located more at the top of the earbud, so it's not one of those you actually have to press the button into your ear. But speaking of the controls, I feel like the controls are kind of limited because you can go within their app, which I think is pretty much necessary to be able to get the most out of these, but you can go into their app and switch what you want the touch controls to do. So let's say if you want volume control, you might actually have to sacrifice track control. And then you can change if you don't want it to summon your smart assistant. So you can go in and try to alter things, but you can't have all your controls all at once. And now as far as you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And as far as the microphones on here, they're using 4 microphones, basically where some are focused in on your voice, but some are also trying to channel out some of that noise around you. And I think overall it sounds pretty decent, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the Liberty 2 Pros. I think it does a very good job of picking up my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you took a call in a quieter area. Where now I'm playing a crowd noise in the background, so you can kind of get an idea of what it would sound like if you took a call in public. And so now on to the sound. And just like I said earlier, I think the app is definitely necessary to get the most out of these because these have the Hear ID feature, which is basically a way of them trying to kind of figure out what is the best setting for you. And to me personally, I think this is more gimmicky. I can't tell much of a huge difference between the setting that it was already on and then the setting, after they did the test. So that just will, I think, kind of depend on the user. But I personally think being able to switch through different EQs is pretty beneficial. But I will say the setting that it has right out of the box, I think sounds incredible. I really do like the sound signature of these. I think it is pretty balanced, but turned up about as much as it possibly can because the bass has plenty of impact, plenty of thump in the low end. It's actually one of those where you can feel the rumble. But the important thing here is it's not bass that comes in and just destroys the other frequencies. You're able to still hear your mids perfectly. The mids actually sound pretty forward and extremely clear, where the treble has plenty of life to it. I think it's one of those that's just a brighter sound, but you're having plenty of low end. Yes, it's definitely a more tuned up truly wireless earbud where you're getting the most out of the frequencies. But again, with the EQ settings, if you want to tone some of that down, you can. But overall, this is a more bass heavy truly wireless earbud that doesn't sacrifice your other frequencies. Now, as far as Soundstage and sound imaging, it definitely has a little bit of air into the sound, which is giving you more of the illusion of being into a medium to large size room. And as far as accurately being able to tell where instruments are coming from, you can for the most part. Just don't expect that you're going to be able to hear as much distance within instruments. So again, it sounds like you're in a medium to large size room with the band playing in the room with you. Now let's move on to the cons. I will say that not being able to have all of your controls at once is kind of a downer. I think you should be able to have them all at once and not sacrifice one to be able to get the other. And honestly, this is the big one here. I think that this earbud's biggest competition is also within the same company. I think the Soundcore Liberty 2s, which come in at $100, is a better overall buy. Now, if you do need the Qi wireless charging case, obviously you're gonna have to bump up to the $150 model, but the sound that you get, and you're being able to use the same app to be able to EQ these in almost a very similar way, at $50 cheaper makes the Liberty 2s more appealing. Now, I still think that the Liberty 2 Pros is an excellent buy, especially considering the competition. I think it has great sound, the features are nice, the wireless charging case is definitely a plus, and overall, it's a great product. In my opinion, I would personally go with the Liberty 2s over the Liberty 2 Pros. But I think either way, both are great earbuds, both are a great buy that I highly recommend. But guys, that's my review of the brand new Anker Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.